so who's with me? Let's go Predators! Let's go Predators! Yes, that is right. Hockey season, back in my life. Preds had an awesome win today, so I had to represent and bring some colors to the game. Also, it's not quite as hot today, so I thought maybe I'd survive in a t-shirt. We'll see. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. For those that don't know me personally, huge hockey fan, huge Nashville Predators fan, and the playoffs just got started this week, and the Preds played today and had an awesome win, so just fired up and wanted to bring some of my love. Thankfully, I didn't wear this before the game, so it didn't prove to be good luck, which meant I had to wear it every day. Woo, it would have been real right. So, I work out alone, so I guess it doesn't matter, right? I can be right. So anyways, guys, thanks for joining me today. We are doing a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 style workout. So what that means is we're going to work out for 5 minutes straight, take a short break, 4 minutes, break, 3, 2, 1, with the breaks in between getting shorter as the amount of time gets shorter. And then once we get to the end, we'll get about a 2-minute break, kind of recollect ourselves, and then we'll start again from the top. We're going to go through that 3 times, so I'm going to try to keep my talking short and to make sure that we get through the 3 without running incredibly over the hour that I hope to stick to. So we're doing full body work today, plus some cardio. So what you're going to need, I know, cardio. What, Tracy, cardio? I know. So we're going to do a full weight selection as the equipment you're going to need. So just whatever you have. And I don't mean full weight selection, but I necessarily know you're going to pick up every weight that you have. We've just got stuff kind of all over the board, so I want you to have the options available, especially since we're going to be moving quick. And if you pause and go, oh, I don't have that, and run to the other room and come back, you're already going to miss the minute of exercise that we were doing it for. So bring everything that you got to the table weight-wise. And then the only other thing you'll need is some space on the wall, just enough room for you to be on the wall and not be impeded by anything. If you don't have wall space, we can do it without, but you definitely want to have the wall space available. Even if you have to go out of the room and turn the volume up for a minute, that'll work just fine. And last, you just need your yoga mat, floor support, whatever it is to get you comfy in the floor. And we are going to do 1 set in the floor completely. And we'll start standing, but we're going to work our way to the floor, and then we're going to stay in the floor for the 4-minute round. Everything else is going to be up. So, not a whole lot of up and down. The 4 minutes will be solidly on the floor. We're working for time, not reps, so I'll have a timer running. You'll hear it. It's right underneath my phone, so it should go off nice and loud for you. So you'll hear a whistle go off. That means start working. You'll hear a whistle go off. That means break. Whistle go off, start working. So you can follow along. Of course, I'm going to be telling you and showing you what to do. So, but the timer will be there to guide you. That being said, especially this first round, I'm going to have to explain every exercise as we do it for the first time. If you know what we're doing or you feel comfortable starting to move, start moving before I do. I'm going to have to talk and coach at first. So don't wait for me to finish talking to start working. You're going to miss like half of your workout. So keep moving, and then once we get into the next rounds, I'll still be coaching, so I might not get started quite as quickly as everyone else. You hear the whistle, you go. Don't wait for me to finish, okay? All right, so lastly, let's see, modify as needed. Of course, there is going to be some hopping options today. Don't be freaked out. It's hopping that I feel like maybe I can even do, but I'll show you modifications, of course, if you don't feel comfortable hopping. And then otherwise, most of your modifications are going to be just don't go so low, or only go as low as your knees feel comfortable. And but of course, I'll walk you through anything. If I don't modify something and you need to know how, just shoot me a comment. I'll be happy to help you figure it out. Let's see, no music as always. I'll be checking between rounds. So we will go through the whole 5 to 1 before I'm going to come check on the video again. So if you have a comment, I'll do my best to get to it, but it might be a minute before I get there. And then as always, I just ask you to share these workouts, share the love, share the awesome things that I'm doing here with Strong Style Fitness. and this message that I try to share to make fitness accessible and successful for everybody out there. We can all get fit. It just looks a little different for all of us, but we can all do it. So share it, encourage your friends and family to work out, share and subscribe to my YouTube page. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it looks pretty awesome, and it's great for those of us who don't love social media, would like to just work out without the drama. YouTube is where you'll find it. All of the workouts I do usually go up there by the next day. I am in the middle of something crazy in my 9 to 5, well, my 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m. job that I'm working right now. So, but I'll do my best to get it up there as soon as possible. And lastly, if you would like to donate any money for these workouts I'm providing, it is the only way that I get paid for these workouts. So they will be happily accepted through Venmo at Strong Style Fit, or we can always figure something else out. All right, guys, so I'm going to check on the video. I'm going to grab the timer. I'm going to start the timer, but what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to show you the first exercise. So I can show you the first exercise, get you set and ready to go, and I'm going to pop up real close to the camera and start the video. So I'm going to give you the first exercise, then I'm going to grab a drink of water, check the camera, and then I'll start the timer, and you can get right to work on that first exercise. So the first 2 exercises actually are going to be the same. We're just going to do one on the left, one on the right. So we're going to start with a curtsy lunge. We've done these a bunch if you work out with me a lot. So we step back like a little princess curtsy, whatever our depth is, and then we stay low, bring that foot out into a squat. So we curtsy back, come up just a little, but stay low, squat, curtsy, squat. All right, so that's what we're working. That's going to be exercise 1 and 2 of our 5 minutes. So I'm going to check the time, get my water, check video, start the timer, do all that fun stuff. I will be off camera. You're going to hear this crazy whistle. You start working. I'll jump in right behind you, okay? All right, here we go, friends. I'm about to start this timer. I'm sure my audio is crazy because I'm really close to the microphone. All right, guys, I'm hitting the timer in 3, 2, 1. Let's work. Let's go, let's go. No bell. Let's go. Curtsy back, step over, squat down. Curtsy back, step over, squat down. So we're staying low. You'll notice I'm not coming up high. Squat, come up high. We're staying low and just rotating back and forth. So our 5 minutes here is going to be leg work. We're going to live for legs for 5 minutes. We're going to do upper body for 4 minutes. We're going to do some cardio for 3 minutes. 2 minutes back to upper body, 1 minute, a little bit of core. So if this is bothering your knees, one, just make sure that your booty is staying back. Just like any other squat, our knee stays behind our toe. 3, 2, 1. Other side, more to follow. So we curtsy back, we squat. So again, your knees should be staying behind your toes. Everything about our squat still stands, okay? So if you're doing that correctly, still have knee pain, hip pain, don't go so low. Stay a little taller. All of our lows look a little different, right? I've had an awesome, 6 weeks of my knees. It's been incredible. They're a little agitated today, but I think I made the classic mistake of, oh, they've been feeling so much better, so I stopped taking care of them as well. So, I'd like to be a little lower today, but I'm listening to my body. We're under 10 seconds, guys. That booty might be on fire. So you're gonna grab a weight for your next exercise. Boom, we're going right to it. We've got sumo squats. So, if you've got a weight, grab it. We're going wide. Toes flaring out. Roll that hip underneath. No booty out behind you. We squat. Knees open out to the side. So your knees should be tracking towards your toes. That's how you know you're nice and open. You might find as you do these, you can go a little bit lower so those hips start to open up. And I want you to think about zipping up your legs. Zip, zip them up to the top. Good. Usually you can start to sink a little lower once you start moving. Most have been at desks all day. Our legs have certainly not been in this position. So just takes them a while to get warmed up. Almost there. All right, so hear me out on this next one. This is a new exercise. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been doing these as part of a mobility challenge. Follow along. We're going to lift one foot. We're going to squat to whatever our lowest low is on one foot. Step out like a lateral lunge. Slide across. Pull that foot in and stand. Ideally, show me again, slide across. You don't touch the ground, but if you need to, you need to, okay? You've really got to focus, guys. You see how much better mine got once I stopped talking? This one you got to focus. You got to think about all those body parts moving. Good. All right, 1 minute. Wall sit. Grab your piece of wall. Sink to your lowest low. And there we go. We can do some press chants. Let's go Predators. Or, let's see. So he shoots, he scores, you suck. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. I'm sure all you non-hockey people are like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with her? It's all right. So guys, make sure your shoulders are back on the wall and kind of tuck those hips forward to get that spine long. Get that whole spine on the wall. Sit tall, tall, tall. Sink down. You should feel those quads. Ooh, hard as rocks. Almost there. We got 5 seconds and then we get a little break. Nice. I will also spend about 2 minutes or a little bit of our 2-minute break in between sessions and break down that lateral lunge thing I was just doing a little bit more for you. So I know it's kind of complicated, but I wanted to throw it in and challenge you guys to think about something new. So we got 40 seconds in our break. Where we're going next is an inchworm. So inchworm, don't start, you still got a break. Inchworm is where we come down to the floor. We walk out. You take as many steps as you need to walk out. And then shoulder tap, walk it back up. If that shoulder tap is far too much, you can drop down to your knees before you tap. Or just don't tap, just inchworm out. Inchworm back up. All right? We got a minute. We're starting in 5 seconds. All upper body. Perfect. Let's do it. So, we walk it out. Set it. Shoulder tap. Shoulder tap. Push it back up. I'll show you the knee modification for this one. We inchworm out. Walk it out. Walk it out. Drop our knees straight down. Shoulder tap. Shoulder tap. Pick them back up. Walk it. Or, next option is just don't shoulder tap at all. Inchworm out. Pick it back up. So the challenge with an inchworm is to keep those legs straight the whole time. And to keep those hips steady. You don't want to look like this on your way up or like this on your way down. Now if that's where you are, that's okay. We're all in different places, right? So if that's where you are, it's okay. Just keep working. All right, we're gonna sit down on the ground. We've done these together recently, those seated lat pull downs. So if you know where you're going, go. If you need me, join me here. We're gonna reach up like we're grabbing one of those long bars at the gym. Get our shoulders down, We'll pull our elbows down towards our pockets. Back up. Elbows down towards our pockets. Back up. So you're squeezing those muscles in your back to pull those weights down. You got to resist yourself down. So don't just resist. Imagine you're pulling a heavy weight on one of those cable machines. Pull it down. Let it back up. Pull. We're staying here. We're going to up our weight a little bit. We're doing skull crushers. So maybe you don't lower your weight at all. Show you where you're going to be. And then you decide. If you haven't done these before, we skull crush. We go arms at 11. We drop between our elbows and our hands. Straight down. Squeeze it up. Killer tricep work. So where we are going next, you will probably need the heavier weight. So I'm going to stop a couple seconds early because due to my day job, I do not have time to come set my weights up in advance. So I'm going to stop a few seconds early. If you don't need to, don't you stop. And I'm going to grab my next set of weights. So you keep going, you'll hear the timer go off. I'm going to grab my next set of weights that I need. All right. So we have got a bridge for the bench press. Let's get our weights over our chest. We're going to lift into a bridge. Feet hip width apart, driving those hips up, and we bench press over our chest while holding that bridge. So we're working core here. We're working a little bit of booty and hamstring, and we're working our chest all at once. It's a great combination exercise. Really make sure that you don't forget about your bridge. A lot of times we start thinking about our bench press, and this starts to drop. So really think, pushing up while we press. Almost there. Beautiful. That's your break. Break's a little shorter. You got 45 seconds. We're going to come up. Ooh. Yes, guys. And I promise, if you're fumbling, if you're like, oh, this is so fast, it's going to feel much better around 2 and 3 because you know where you're going. And I'll look a little less chaotic because now I have the weights out that I need. I have worked pretty much every moment of every day that I'm not working out, I am working. So it was a bit of a challenge to get here today, but I'm super happy to be here with you guys. All right, so we're going to do lateral hops. So if you are able to hop, I'm going to give it a shot. We're going to sink down into one foot, kind of like when we did those lateral lunges. No weight over here. You're going to push off and land softly into that other foot. Push off, land softly. If you do not have bad knees, you can hop higher. You can hop further. If you have bad knees, maybe this is where you're at. Or if you can't hop at all, step across, lift your foot. Step across, lift your foot. All right, so your option, wherever you want to be. Just make sure when you land, just like a squat, hips come back, hips come back, hips draw back. Okay, so we're not landing jutting out over our foot. Hips are sitting back. Let me show you from the side. Hips sit back, hips sit back. All right, we've got a punch sequence. Set those feet nice and steady. Tuck that tail, lock in that core. Dukes come up, shoulders come down. And punch across, punch, punch, punch. So this is a cross punch. We're punching across our bodies, rotating through that trunk. Just make sure you're not popping that arm out. Leave a little bit of bend in that elbow. All right, we're going uppercut, so we come up underneath, up underneath. So it's not loop arms here. Twist and push, twist and push. Move as fast as you want. Get that cardio. Back to cross punches. Fast. Get that heart pumping. Good. Also working core here. Perfect. 30 seconds. We've got knee pulls, knee drives. So we're going to step back into our lunge. Leg stays bent. We pull that knee forward, place it back. Fast. Keeping that bend in the knees. So see, I'm not coming up and down like this. Stay low, pulling that knee in. Add some arms. Really get that cardio going. In 3, 2, and 1. Stop. Switch out feet. And pull. Pull in. Yes. Good job, guys. Drive that knee in. Keep that core nice and tight. Drive it. Pull. You can do runner's arms. You can do pulls. Whatever feels good. Almost there. Hang tough. Breaks coming. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, our break is short here. We've only got 2 minutes of work. We're going 2 minutes bicep curls, 2 minutes upright rows. All right? So that'll kind of hit. We did lats, triceps, chest. This will be shoulders, biceps. Kind of hitting all the upper body moves there. And then we're killing the lower body. We're all good there. All right. Bicep curls. 1 minute, your choice. You can hammer curl or the more traditional grip, whichever way you want to do it. I don't hammer curl too often, so I think I'm going to go with hammers. So you just want to keep those elbows nice and tight to your side. Fully extend those arms, fully bring them up. Now I don't mean lock your elbows out at the bottom, but fully extend, feel that muscle stretch. That way you get that full contraction when you pull it to the top. So don't take this opportunity, since we're working for time, to start moving really fast. Still try to keep that 1, 2, 3, 4 pace to your reps. Awesome job. All right, we're going to do upright rows. So usually you're going to drop your weight a little bit for these. Shoulders come back and down, and we lift like we're ironing our shirt up with those weights. Now you'll see my elbows are not going above my shoulder. A lot of times when these are demonstrated, their elbows come way up here. Y'all, there's absolutely zero benefit to the elbows coming up that high. And if there is a tiny benefit to it, the risk of injury, especially doing it long term that way, so not worth it. So just go to your shoulders. Really engage those shoulders in the back as you pull up. Almost there, 5 seconds. And you're gonna hate that last minute, and I'm sorry, you're gonna hate me, but it's gonna be so good. So you got 30 seconds. Go ahead, mentally prepare. You've got 20 seconds. We're holding a plank for a minute. You can do it. Like, I know your brain just went, oh no, I can't do that. Yes, you can. You can absolutely do it. Here's the thing. Hold it for as long as you can. If you can't hold it for a minute, drop to your knees, take a couple seconds rest, pop back up, okay? All right, so plank. We come out, hands underneath our shoulders, wide starfish fingers. Roll those shoulders back, step it back, feet about hip width. Lower those hips. Now I want you to think, instead of, I'm sucking my core in so tight, I want you to imagine you're pulling up your pelvic floor towards your rib cage. Now that doesn't mean do this. Just send that energy, little tilt. Bring that pelvic floor in. Hold it in. energy sending up through those hands. Push, push, push. Don't sink down here. Push up through those hands. Engage that core. You got it, guys. 5 seconds. Yes. All right. Round 1 complete. We got 2 minutes. So in that plank, I just want you to think about when we say core work, usually we just go and suck it in as tight as we can. We're like, okay, we're engaged. I feel like I'm squishing organs and everything else. So I want you to think about flattening. Flattening. And then that pelvic floor, bringing it in. Imagine you're sucking something in. And I know that's gross. And if there's any dudes watching, they're like, oh, what? You get me. You get me. Imagine you're pulling something up and in and trying to hold it. And that's how we get that core to engage. We flatten, pull it in. Now that core feels sturdy, tight, not, and I can't breathe now because I'm so tight. Hear me out? All right. So let's see, the last thing I'll show, actually I'm going to check video real quick. I'm the plank queen. Thank you, Heather. I don't know about all that. It's been a while. Charlie keeps telling me I need to do the 3-minute plank challenge I used to do in class, but I'm not sure I can hold 3 minutes anymore. I'll have to try out to practice a little before we go that crazy. Always trying to learn new cues though, right? It's crazy, these new things that we learn. We hear one weird thing, like sucking something up and in. And it's like, oh, that's totally new, right? So we got about 20 seconds, guys. Hang tight. I'm going to show you that lateral lunge shift. I'm going to describe it a little better when we get there again. I didn't have time to do it in this break, but it's such a great exercise. So just bear with me. Experiment with this one with me. I think you'll really enjoy it. All right, so we've got that curtsy lunge, squat. So we step back, curtsy, step out, squat. Apparently a dune buggy just came through my neighborhood. So remember, we're staying low in this leg. We're not coming up and down, up and down. Staying low, back to our curtsy, over to our squat. Should feel all sorts of engagement happening here. All sorts of fire. Good job, guys. Hang tough. I know it's not easy. It's intense. It's supposed to be. You've got these big, amazing muscles back here. Put them to work. Remember, we're staying back behind those toes. Always, always. Almost there. We're under 10 seconds. We got the other side. Perfect. All right. Other side. Looks exactly the same. Set in. We curtsy. We step out. Now that I have my weights out, I set them in my way. Because of course I did. Curtsy. Step out to squat. Curtsy. Step out to squat. Staying low. Staying steady. We're also working on stability in this leg. Being able to hold ourselves on one leg. Super important to balance. If you think about it, walking, you're on one foot at a time. You're never on 2 feet while you're walking, right? So the more steady and stable we can get these big muscles, the safer we'll be. Especially the older we get. We take these things for granted when we're 20, 30, probably even 40 and beyond. Ooh, until they start to lead. All right, sumo squat. So grab yourself a heavy weight. The heck did I do in that heavy weight? Oh, I put it back on the rack. Sumo squat. Y'all, I'm all over the place. All right, legs wide, toes out, hips tuck, shoulders open. We squat. Boom. So see, just like I said, just from moving, my hips have opened up. Now I can touch the bottom. So the goal is to tap the weight on the bottom, but if to do that, you have to bend over like this. Don't do that. Stay tall. Go as low as you can, staying tall. Zip those legs up. Drop it down. Zip them. Good, we got 10 seconds. We're going to that lateral lunge shift. All right, lateral lunge shift. So we can go inside of our mat. We lift. We pick a focal point for balance. We squat down. Again, hips shift back. Straighten that leg out like a lateral lunge. Shift your weight across. Hips stay back. Push. Lift that leg. Stand. Come back down. Lateral. Shift. Hips back. Pull. Stand. Squat. Lateral. Shift. Hips sit back. Pull. Stand. Lateral. Hips stay back. Pull. Stand. Good. Hope it's making a little more sense now. Takes a lot of control. We're really focusing on some single leg work today. All right, 1 minute. Wall sit. Let's come on down. Whew. So if you have a lot of curvature to your back, and you feel like all that's touching is your butt and your shoulders, I want you to come up, put your shoulders on the wall, lift your hips, roll. Roll that spine down the wall. So you can get a nice flat spine all the way down. Maybe you're not made for that to happen, or maybe you just don't have that flexion in your spine. That's all right. We're all a work in progress. We'll get there. We got about 22 seconds. Just go to your happy place. Do a little hand jive. 10 seconds. Tracy, just shut up. Everybody thinks you're crazy. Almost there. We got 3, 2, 1. Boom. Come on up. We got 1 minute break. So as a reminder where we're going, we've got the inchworm, the shoulder taps. You can drop to your knees before you shoulder tap, or you can omit the shoulder tap altogether. We've got those seated lat pull downs. That's going to be a lightweight. We've got skull crushers. That's going to be light to medium. And we've got the bridge with the bench press. That's going to be medium to heavy. Okay? Once we get done with our inchworms, we're in the floor the rest of the time. We've got 25 seconds. Woo-wee. Ooh, man. Y'all, this is me without an energy drink. I don't know what's happening. I'm loving it. We got 10 seconds. I'm just so happy to be here with you guys. All right, inchworm with that shoulder tap. I suggest having your feet a little wider than a normal inchworm. That way when you get out to your plank, you've got a more stable base to do your shoulder taps. All right, walk it out. Try to take as few steps as you can. However, take as many as you need to. Good. So I take about 3. However, that is a pretty advanced level. Not to brag on myself. I just want you to know that if it's taking you 10, that's okay. All right, don't think Tracy's doing 3. I should be able to do 3. Not the truth. I invite you to challenge yourself, but I also invite you to give yourself a little grace too. All right, we got time for 1 more. Let's go. All right, right down to the floor. We've got those light weights. Gonna sit out. Again, we're gonna imagine we've got that big lat pull down bar, elbows drag down towards pockets. Resist, pull. This shouldn't be easy. Make it hard for yourself by resisting. Imagine you've got 60 pounds on that pulley. You're pulling that cable. Down. Again, elbows down towards your pockets. It's not an overhead press here. Down. Good. Awesome. Where we're going next in about 10 seconds is those skull crushers. Be on your back. Medium to lightweight. Arms at 11. All right, so those down as quick as you can. We're going to move to those skull crushers. My weights are in the way, so I'm going to face kind of diagonal for the moment. All right, so we got our arms at 11. You stay at 11. Elbow to shoulder does not move. Hands drop down. Push up. Drop down. Push up. Working triceps. Back of those arms. Just be mindful here. Sometimes we want to go heavier, but it can be too much for our elbows, especially if our weights, if our arms aren't quite developed enough to protect our elbows. So right now, I could maybe do 15, but for a minute, that's a lot. If I had 12 and a halves, I'd do 12 and a halves. But I'm opting to stay lighter and not kill my elbows. All right, so we got our bench press with a bridge. These are gonna be your heavier weights, so I encourage you to set them on your knees and kick them up. Then we go into our bridge, feet hip width apart, tucked in close to our booty. We drive up and we bench. Arms should be, weight should be in line with your chest when you get to the bottom. This should not be over your head up here or over your throat, down at your chest. Periodically checking in, make sure that bridge is high. Usually we start to focus on one and the other fails. Try to pay equal attention. We got 10 seconds. Perfect. That's our break. We've got 45 seconds. So we got about 34 seconds now, and then we're going into that cardio burst. So we've got the lateral hops, we've got our punch sequence, and we've got our knee drives. So if you're not sweating already, which clearly I've got a little glisten going on, this is the time. So we'll start with those lateral hops. Now I'll show you the modification again for lateral hops. We're about to get started. All right, so if we're hopping, you're going to shift all your weight to one foot. Shift those hips back like you're sitting in a deep chair. Explode over to the other side, landing lightly. I shouldn't hear you land, especially if you're miles and miles away from me. If you're not hopping, step across, pull in, and just pick up the pace. Okay? That'll get that cardio going. Light hops. This is how the two keys to get through this and not have any pain is to make sure those hips stay back, shift back with every time, and then imagine the floor is catching you, that you're being received, not that you're landing on it. Okay? Landing on it feels like boom. Being received means you're being caught and held by the ground. Good. Punch sequence. Set those feet. Tuck that tail. Lock that core. Cross punch. Uppercut. Up. Up. Remember, not Oompa Loompa arms. Up. Up. Imagine. Face in front of you. Under that chin. Under that chin. Boom. All right, we're going to do hooks. Imagine you're sliding that fist across a shelf. Hook. 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 Move as fast as you want. Just make sure it's not crazy, right? You're still controlled. Cross punches. Cross. 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 Uppercut. Upper. 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 Hooks. Left. Right. Left. Right. Cross. 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 We're going to cross it out. Last 10 seconds. Rotate through that core. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Awesome. All right, knee drives. Get back into that lunge. Find your comfortable but low spot. Hold it. Knees come in. Arms can be runner arms, pull arms. Whichever way you want to do it. I tend to do runner, so I'm going to do pull just to throw my muscles off a little bit. Make sure you're breathing. And spit flying out of your mouth. Absolutely. 2, 1, switch sides. Go. Remember, you're trying to stay low in that leg. Good, guys. Keep breathing. Keep pushing. Keep pulling. Yes. Almost there. You can do it. We got 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Yes. All right, short break. Bicep curls, upright row. Ooh, got about 20 seconds. I'm gonna grab myself a sip. Oh man, that's fun, right? A little non-traditional cardio. No jumping jacks. All right. Grab that bicep curl weight. I encourage you to really burn in that muscle group to stay with whatever bicep curl you picked the first time. Stick with it through all 3 rounds. So really get the most out of these short bursts of work. So we're fully extend that muscle, feel it stretch, contract it to the top. Squeeze. You gotta do some of the work with those muscles. Really make them engage and just go through the motions. If you're doing that, you might be like, oh, this weight suddenly feels so much heavier. That's right, it will. We're at 5 seconds. 1 more. Beautiful. All right, upright row. Weight selection probably going to drop if you have a good selection available. And shoulders down. We pull up like we're ironing that shirt. Down. So this is kind of like a sort of like a hit or Tabata. Not exactly, because we're working for more, a lot of times hit or Tabata is like 30 seconds on, 30 off. So, not quite that. But in the same family, I would say. It's just a good way to keep our body guessing, right? I talk about that a lot. Throwing new things at it. Always make your body think and guess, because that means it has to respond and react. All right, we got 30 seconds. Go ahead and mentally prepare for that plank. Now, if you're going to modify plank, you're more than welcome to. I did not talk about that in the beginning. You're going to go out into your full plank. Even if you can only hold it for 2 seconds, go out into your full plank, drop your knees straight down. That's how you modify. I'll show you when we get there. That's how we modify. A lot of times when we modify in a tabletop, and we're just not doing a lot of work there unless you have absolutely no fitness background at all. All right, so if you're going to modify, go out into your plank, even if it's just for a second, and the knees come straight down. That's your modification. Otherwise, we're here, hands wide, starfish hands, pushing up, driving back through those heels. Booty flat, no pup tense, booty flat. Now let's work on that core engagement. I want you to imagine flattening. And now you're sucking something up and in with that pelvic floor. Again, we're not doing this. Just bring it in. Imagine you're trying to suck something and hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 15 seconds. Remember, if you have to take a break, drop to your knees for a few seconds and then hop right back in. I want you to keep trying for 1 minute straight. Just keep trying. Beautiful. Bring it up. We got 2 minutes. I'm going to go through one more time. So yeah, in that plank, just keep trying for a minute. If you keep trying for a minute, you did a minute plank. I don't care if you can hold it for 10 seconds, have to take a break, 10 seconds, hold a break, keep trying. That's where the change comes, right? We keep trying. If we only hold it for 10 seconds, and we just hold it for 10 seconds, and then we stop for the next 50 and hate ourselves because we only did it for 10 seconds, we're not going to get any better. You hold it for 10 seconds, stop for 5, hold it for 10, stop for 10, hold it for 10, stop for 20. You see what I'm saying? You keep building progress, progress, progress. All right, catch your breath, catch your water. We got about 1 minute and 10 seconds. I'm going to check the video, and we have one more trip through, guys. All right. All right, looks like everything's moving and grooving. I've got some friends out there today. I'm so happy to see you guys. I feel like I'm so much more full of pep than a normal Tuesday. It's a good feeling. So we got just over 30 seconds. So we're getting back into that lower body. I know you hear me say it a lot, but moving safely in our lower body almost always requires those hips to come back, right? Hip hinge. That is such a big part of exercise, is that hip hinge. It's being able to move those hips back and forth and put our body in a safe place to move. But it also comes into your regular life too, so it's not just an exercise thing. But if you're wondering why you hear me say it so much, it's because it really is that important, okay? All right, we've got that curtsy lunge with a squat. So we step it back to our curtsy. Again, my hips back, and then I smack my butt and throw myself off balance. Then we step out low, squat, back, curtsy, low. So we're trying to hold low in this leg, making it burn. We're moving softly. Notice you're not here in my feet. And it's not because I have this nice soft pad. Over here, I have nothing. I have a garage floor. Over here, it's the control that you have in this leg that allows you to move this one so softly. Some control in. I've got power all through here. So do you. I'm not saying I'm the one with the power. We've all got it. We just gotta build it. 11 seconds. Almost there. All right, switch it out. Other leg. Come on. One more trip through. We got our curtsy. We got our squat. Curtsy. What you do with your arms is really up to you. You've probably seen me do 10 different things with my arms. It is really up to you what you want to do here. I honestly just kind of go with what feels good. There's some exercises where it really does matter what you're doing, or I do really want you to do something. This one, just go with the flow. As long as you're staying strong and low here, I'm a happy girl. 15 seconds. Almost there, guys. 10 seconds. We're going to that sumo squat. So get ready to grab your heavy weight. All right. Grab that heavy weight. We set it up wide. Toes point out. Shoulders back. Tuck our tail. We drop. Woo! Moving so much easier now. And I'm out of my seated at my desk position. These days when you're working such crazy hours on this project, just non-stop. I'll go 5-6 hours and never even stood up, which is so bad. And it goes against everything that I preach. But again, sometimes you have to give yourself some grace. And know that you'll get back to it. You'll get better. Just keep trying. 10 seconds. Zip those legs up. 5 seconds. Beautiful. Lateral lunge shift, guys. I'm going to coach this one the whole way through again. So, stabilize on your left, or wherever you're starting. We squat low, step out lateral, slide across, pull, up, low, lateral, slide, pull, up. This is a great one to do barefoot, because you can really feel that whole ground underneath you. Slide across, hip stays back, pull, stand. Good. Challenging our balance, challenging our legs, challenging our core, our adductors, everything. All right, wall sit. Which is probably why that wall sit feels extra hard. All right, so remember to get those shoulders on the wall, lift, roll. Boom. We got it. So, just to distract us, let's see, I'll go through our next exercises. We've got a minute inchworm with shoulder taps, lat pull downs, skull crushers, bridge with the bench, those lateral hops, punch sequence, knee drives, bicep curls, upright rows, and a plank. And that did not take enough time, 15 seconds. And I have to think about all the work that's coming up next. That probably wasn't the best way to do it, huh? 10 seconds, weight towards the back of those feet. You should be able to lift your toes. Oh, here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1, perfect. Come up off the wall. All right. So, as I said before, we've got those inchworms with the shoulder taps. Modification, inchworm out. Drop knees, tap. Inchworm out, drop knees. Maybe you still don't tap. Just drop your knees, pick them back up, walk them in. That's another challenge. Or walk it out, no shoulder tap, no knees, walk it back in. You got all sorts of options here, guys. So just remember your goal is to try to keep those legs as straight as possible through the whole process of coming out and back in. That's your number one goal. And to keep those hips steady, not rocking as you walk. Steady hips out, steady hips in. It's hard. As we shift from hand to hand, our weight wants to go too. You really got to engage that core and keep it steady. Perfect. So we come down, we walk it out, set, shoulder, shoulder, walk it back in. So I'll show you the example of what I don't want to see when you walk out is to come down and then sort of hip shift all the way out and all the way back in. Okay, hips steady as they can be. Walk it out. Shoulder, shoulder. Walk it back. Good. Make sure you're breathing. This is cardio. We need that breath. We got it. At least one more. Perfect. All right, set it down. We've got those lat pull downs. Let's grab your lighter weights. Sit on booty. All right. Pulling it down. Elbows towards those pockets. Boom. Resist, resist. Pull. Resist. This shouldn't feel like 5-pound weights. It should feel like 20, 30. You've seen that cable machine at the gym? We're pulling those weights up and down. That's what I want you to imagine. You're pulling. Big stack of weights. Keeping those shoulders down away from your ears, not up here. Arms out in a V. Elbows to pockets. Almost there, 5 seconds. Nice. All right. We have got our skull crushers. Whew. Took me a second to remember what we're doing. All right. Arms at 11. Up over the head. Come straight down. They're called a skull crusher because literally you would crush your skull with these weights. Not just a clever name. So really squeeze those triceps, back of those arms. Push. Again, this weight's a little light for me, so I'm really resisting on the way down. Squeezing back up. It's a great way to make your lighter weights feel heavy. Doesn't make it harder on yourself. Fight it both directions. Don't just let those weights fall down. Perfect. All right, set them down. Woo. We've got our bench press with a bridge. Heavy weights on our knees. Kick them back. Weights over our chest. Bridge comes up. Weights drop by our chest. Up. When I say chest, I don't mean to be graphic, but I mean nipple line. Sometimes we have weird ideas about where our chest actually is. So, I'll be very anatomically correct and say nipple line. That's what you're looking for. Good. Where's your bridge? Make sure it's not falling. Super close, guys. We have about 10 seconds. Squeeze that chest at the top. Beautiful. That's our break. All right, we've got that cardio burst coming up next. It's the time to get a little bit of weights out of my way. So we got about 30 seconds. So get ready. Whew. I'm gonna have to be careful. I've got sweat all over my mat now as I start hopping. Make sure you get your water. Even if you're not thirsty. If you're thirsty, that means you're already getting dehydrated. Water, water, water. All right. We've got those lateral hops. So, remember, our hips sit back. Hip hinge back. Power up and over. Power softly. Or step across, knee in. A quick pace. Okay? Your choice. Whatever feels good. You know I'm never going to make you jump. In fact, this is the first time actually doing that mobility challenge I did. If you don't follow me on Instagram, give me a follow. I put some, I don't know, I'm not a selfie person, but I vowed to do them all, selfies. I only had to take help on one. I think they came out pretty good, but it was a mobility challenge, and I discovered that I could do these again. Now, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not trying to do them the furthest I've ever done them. My hops are small, but I'm getting off the ground again. Not something I ever thought I'd do. All right, punch sequence. Lock it down. Core, tuck that tail. Shoulders down. Cross punch. Rotating. Shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. Not locking those arms out. Keeping a little bend. Hooks. Good. Notice this whole body. I'm not just standing here and doing this. Hip, hip, hip. I like to imagine my string is attached to my hip. Boom, boom, uppercut, boom, boom. Imagine a chin. Bam. Any chin you like. Maybe it's even mine today. Cross. Hook. Side of somebody's face. Side of the face. Side, side, upper, boom, chin, Cross punch it out, fast as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right, knee drag. Step back into that lunge. Engage this leg. Pull it through. Pull, pull, pull. I'm going runner's arms this time. You can runner's arms. pull. Either way, pull that knee in, use that core. We're switching in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it other side. Go. Again, staying low. Staying strong. Keep looking up. Don't let yourself start bending over. Keep that gaze out ahead. Chest stays tall. Make sure you're breathing. 10 seconds. 8, 6, 4. Boom. All right, guys. 30-second break. Got bicep curls, upright row. Get that bicep curl weight ready. Doesn't it feel good though? Getting that heart rate up safely, not painfully, just in a good way. Not gasping for air, not struggling. Just hard work. All right, bicep curl. So remember, whichever way you've been doing it, stay that way. Whew. Full extension, full contraction. Extend, stretch that muscle. Contract, squeeze it. Extend, stretch it. Squeeze it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, make sure you're not swinging them. I also should not see the points of your elbows. Keep those elbows down, locked into those sides. Almost there. 10 seconds. So close. One more. Nice. All right. We've got the upright rows. Grab that weight. We're ironing that shirt. Shoulders stay down. Boom. Good. I said before, you notice my elbows are not flaring up towards the ceiling like you will often see this exercise demonstrated. Not worth the risk. And honestly, when I bring my elbows up like that, I don't feel nearly the engagement as I do is when I stop and really focus on squeezing those shoulders. Almost there, sweating into my eyeballs. 10 seconds. Keep going. One more. All right. All right, guys. All we have left is 1 minute plank. That is all you got. So for the next 20 seconds, get yourself ready. I want you to stay in it the whole minute. Even if you were up and down, breaking, coming back, breaking, coming back, do it. Please, don't sell yourself short. You can absolutely do it. All right, let's bring it out. Hands wide, starfish, underneath those shoulders. Push up, engage that core. Driving through those heels. Remember, if you're modifying, just drop your knees straight down. Otherwise, we're up. Energy pushing up through those hands. Flatten that core. Engage that pelvic floor. Pull up and in. Just imagine you keep trying to pull up and in, up and in. Not harder, but consistently. Holding that pressure up and in and flat. Pushing through those heels. You can do it, guys. Don't give up. 15 seconds. If you're shimmying and shaking, that is all right. Keep pushing. You can do it. You're under 10. You were already there. Energy through those hands. Push, 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 push. Yes. Awesome job. Beautiful work, guys. Beautiful, beautiful job. I hope you enjoyed some of those new kind of cues on core. and really breaking down that plank. And I really hope that you stayed with it for that whole minute. Kept trying, kept trying, kept trying. It's how we get better. So we keep getting back up, right? Just keep going. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I know it's probably a little out of your comfort zone. If you work with me a lot, I'm usually a little more slow and methodical. This is fast-paced, heart pumping, cardio. It's much more homage to how I teach group fitness. So, which I don't get to do anymore. So this is a fun thing for me. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's several more of these on YouTube. So if you really liked it, there's a couple of all arms, I think. There's an all upper body. There's an all lower body. I think this is my second full body plus cardio. There's all sorts of options out there on YouTube. Go check it out. And thank you again so much for joining me today. I'm dealing with my goofiness, my off-the-wallness. Honestly, this is much more the true me. I know a lot of Tuesdays I come dragging out here, so this is much more than me and the experience that you get in person. So I'm so glad that you were here and that I was here to be with you. Again, I always ask, please share these workouts, share this message, subscribe on YouTube, and if you wish to Venmo any donations for me, it is the only donations I receive, or the only payment I receive for these classes, so they are truly accepted from the bottom of my heart, and I'm so thankful for them. Venmo at Strong Style Fit. So, guys, I plan to be here on Saturday for you, but I, of course, will keep you posted, but I do plan to be here. Can't wait to work out with you again. If you have anything that you'd like to see, shoot me a message, any workout you want me to revisit, I'd be happy to. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week. Take care of yourself and love on somebody. Bye!